What's up, Skull Nation? The 2025 NFL Draft is just days away, and the Minnesota Vikings are staring down a critical decision that could shape our season. After a brutal playoff loss to the Rams, Coach Kevin O'Connell made it clear. We need to solidify the interior of our pocket to protect J.J. McCarthy and unleash our offense. The question is, will the Vikings use one of their 4 precious draft picks to address the left guard spot? That's the mystery we're unraveling today, and trust me, it's a big one. We've got a loaded offensive line with studs like Christian Darrisaw, Brian O'Neill, Ryan Kelly, and Will Fries, 4 Pro Bowl caliber beasts. But left guard? That's where things get shaky. Blake Brandel held it down last season, but let's be real. Mediocre isn't cutting it when we're chasing a Lombardi trophy. An elite left guard could transform this line into a top-tier unit. So, are we sticking with Brandel, bringing back Dalton Risner, or drafting a game-changer? Stick around as we dive into the prospects who could wear that purple and gold. What's your take, Vikings fans? Should we draft a new left guard to push Brandel to the bench? Or is he good enough to start in 2025? Hit the comments and let's get this debate going. This draft is our chance to build a championship roster. So let's break down the options and see who could be the missing piece for our Vikings. Our offensive line depth chart is stacked at most spots, but left guard is screaming for an upgrade. Christian Darrisaw and Brian O'Neill are lockdown tackles. Ryan Kelly is a rock at center, and Will Fries is a free agency steal at right guard. But at left guard, Blake Brandel's performance last year left fans wanting more. Behind him, we've got Walter Rouse and Michael Juergens, 2 late-round picks from 2024 who are still unproven. Rouse played tackle in college but worked at guard last season, while Juergens is a true interior guy. The problem? Depth is thin. If Brandel struggles or gets injured, we're relying on rookies to protect McCarthy. That's a risky bet for a team with Super Bowl aspirations. The Vikings could draft a starter to take over left guard or at least add a versatile backup to compete with Brandel. With only 4 picks, including number 24 in the first round, every selection has to be a home run. So who's on the radar? Let's talk prospects. Skull fans. The 2025 draft class is loaded with offensive line talent, especially guys who can slide from tackle to guard in the NFL. Who do you want the Vikings to target? Drop your favorite prospect in the comments, and let's see if we're on the same page as we head into draft week. First up, let's spotlight Gray Zabel from North Dakota State. This guy turned heads at the Senior Bowl, dominating big school competition and showing he's got the chops for the NFL. At 6 feet 6 inches and 312 pounds, Zabel's a versatile beast who can play all 5 offensive line positions. Imagine him stepping in at left guard as a day 1 starter, pushing Brandel to a backup role. Zabel's tape is a thing of beauty, quick feet, strong hands, and a nasty streak that screams Vikings football. He's projected to go late in the first round or early day 2, so the Vikings might need to stay put at number 24 or trade back to snag him. If we draft Zabel, we're getting a plug-and-play guard with the potential to be a cornerstone for years. But is he the perfect fit for our zone-blocking scheme? What do you think, Vikings Nation? Is Gray Zabel the answer at left guard? Or should we look elsewhere? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to smash that like button if you're hyped for the draft. Let's keep the energy going as we check out another top prospect. Next, we've got Kelvin Banks Jr. from Texas, a tackle who could slide inside to guard in the NFL. Banks is a 6 feet 4 inches, 320-pound mauler with elite athleticism and a nasty edge in the run game. He's been a standout at left tackle for the Longhorns, but some scouts see him thriving at guard due to his quickness and power. If the Vikings draft him, he could be a day 1 starter at left guard or even compete at tackle. Banks allowed just 2 sacks in over 1,000 snaps last season, per Pro Football Focus, showing he can protect McCarthy in the pocket. The catch? He's a first-round talent, likely gone before number 24 unless we trade up. If he's available, he's a no-brainer to solidify our line. But would the Vikings pass on a true guard to take a swing on a tackle-turn-guard like Banks? Skull fans, would you be stoked if we landed Kelvin Banks Jr.? Or is the risk of moving him to guard too much? Drop your thoughts below, and let's keep this draft hype train rolling. We've got more prospects to cover, so stay locked in. Donovan Jackson from Ohio State is another name heating up the Vikings draft board. This 6 feet 4 inches, 315-pound lineman was a star at left guard for the Buckeyes before sliding to left tackle last year due to a teammate's injury. Jackson's got long arms, big hands, and a knack for pancaking defenders in the run game. He's a perfect fit for the Vikings' need at left guard and could start immediately. Jackson met with the Vikings at the NFL Combine, signaling serious interest. His versatility to play both guard and tackle makes him a valuable asset, especially with our thin depth. Projected as a late first or early second-round pick, he might be within reach if we trade back from number 24. But will his experience at tackle make teams hesitant to lock him in at guard? What's the vibe, Vikings fans? Is Donovan Jackson the guy to anchor our O-line, or should we prioritize a pure guard? Hit the comments with your take, and let's keep the Skol spirit alive as we dive into more prospects. Alright, Skol Nation, here's the bottom line. The Vikings are one elite left guard away from having a top-tier offensive line. Whether it's a first-round stud like Gray Zabel or Donovan Jackson, a day 2 gem like Tate Ratledge or Arianti Urzuri, or a late-round steal, this draft is our chance to solidify the pocket and protect McCarthy. The 2025 season is all about taking that next step toward a Super Bowl, and it starts up front. What's next? The NFL Draft kicks off April 24th in Green Bay, and we'll be watching every move. Will the Vikings find their left guard of the future, or will Brandel hold the fort? Stay tuned to Vikings news for updates, and keep those purple horns raised high. Who's your pick to start at left guard in Week 1? Drop it in the comments, and let's get hyped for draft day. Skol Vikings! If you love this breakdown, smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more Vikings content.